Welcome back to Stationeers. So Corporal Hobbs here, and let's jump right back into it. So this is right where I left off in the last episode, coming out for the end of the video. So let's go back in. Let's take a look and see what we want to take care of today. So I am thinking we are going to work on getting our advanced furnace is one thing. It looks like, yeah, we need to take our suit off. So I'm thinking advanced furnace is one thing. Let's throw some ice in here. Get some more water. So advanced furnace, we need to start putting down some grow pots so we can make potatoes, because we are down to our last box of cereal bars. So we'll do that. Should get an advanced tablet as well, so we can put all of our cards in. What else? Probably another mining trip, because once we have the advanced furnace, we're going to look at doing some super alloys. But I think our first objective is getting farms down, so grow pots, and then a way to control the temperature in here, so a little bit of atmospheric cooling. So yeah, let's do that. And let's see, how's our oxygen? So oxygen is getting a little low. We'll also dump the waste tank. So let's refill oxygen, not jetpack. There we go. Drain our waste tank. So we haven't depressurized this area yet. So we'll need to do that as well. But that can come later. So to start off, we need grow pots. What are they called? Hydroponic trays. So we'll do 3 of these. I think that's all the seeds that we have. Well, actually, we're going to do 5. Because that's how many we'll eventually want. The other thing we can look at doing, so we have advanced tablet. Oh, we can get one. Okay, so we'll take care of that real quick. That's an easy thing to do. And there's our 5 grow pots, so we'll toss that in there. We'll get our advanced tablet with the grow pots. We're gonna need some more insulated pipes, so insulated liquid pipes. Advanced tablet is almost done. Our battery is low on our suit, so let's swap that out. Should print off some more batteries as well, so we'll do that next on the printer. Okay, so advanced tablet here. What we can do is put our analyzer in there, our small battery. And let's see, there's that. So now it's locked to that position, and then our mining belt, we'll get our old tablet and we'll put the tracker in there. So this guy, we need batteries, large. Let's get a couple more of these. So that will print us off 1. We need more than 1. I'm thinking at least 3 more. We should do another battery charger over here as well. We could put it down here on the bottom and then connect it right into our main battery. So there's some pipes. I need the pipe valve, so I'll throw that in there as well. I don't need anything else from up there. Here's battery. Throw those in so they start getting charged. Can never have enough batteries, it seems. Okay, so that's all of these batteries going. Let's get another battery charger, just one. We'll set this one up in our airlock so we have it. So this guy will go right here, turn it on, and hook it up to some heavy cable. There we go. Now we have batteries in our airlock, so we'll get 2 more large batteries. This is all the pipe. So that should be plenty. That's 35 pipes. Oh, got 1 battery here. And 1 right here. There we go. So that is charging. It's going to be a drain on our power. So let's look at doing some more solar panels. So we can't do the heavy solar panels yet because we don't have the astroloy. So we'll have to stick with the normal ones. So just some more copper. Yeah, we're already out of copper. Let's see, do we have any in here? We do. How about in here? We do. This guy probably doesn't need the copper, so let's pop the copper out from there. We'll throw it in with that. Throw iron and silicon in. Get this taken care of. There's that. Okay. So it gets us 1 more solar panel. Let's see if we can get some more. Yeah, we should have enough to do 2 more. Or no, 3 more. With some steel. Yeah, this is steel, so throw that in there. That'll get us some more solar panels, and the sun is gonna come up soon, so let's go do that actually. Jump up on top of the base. And we should actually spread these guys out a little bit more. So we'll keep them in the same positions like that. We'll do every other foundation. So we can fit 1 more right there. Get some glass on them. And get some more heavy cables. Let's do some iron foundations or iron frames. So need some iron here. Oops, wrong one. That guy. There we go. Throw some iron in there. So lead. Try and organize a little bit. Okay, and so what I'm thinking is that we will actually make a dedicated area like we did with the wind turbines for solar. So that's why I'm printing off all these iron frames and iron sheets. So that'll get us started. Yeah, we can turn the rest of those into iron sheets. We'll need them eventually. So let's go out here and take a look. So we have this spot right here. I'm thinking the base is going to go more that direction for expanding it out. So I'm okay with our solar being kind of over here. And what we'll do is put it down kind of like right here in this area. And I'm thinking we'll do every other one. Okay, so that's a row of 10. So we'll do rows of 10 on our solar. So there's that. Let's get this welded up. We can actually use our old welder. It's like I planned that. I swear I didn't. But let's see. So we're going to do... just so we don't have to rewrite anything, we'll do everything off to the left side. Yeah, otherwise I think our tracking script might break. Okay, so now we have our solar panel field set up. So we'll have rows of 10 that we can just expand out. They should be have enough space in between them so they're not blocking each other and getting in the way like they were on top of the base. And then this cleans up the base for us for expansion later on. So it won't be too hard now to expand out the base, and we can actually get rid of these iron frames and everything up on top of the base. But as you can hear, our water is low, our power is low on our suit, down to 44%, so it's not too low. But our hygiene is complaining at us, and we do need food and water, so let's take care of that real quick. Alright, and while we're waiting for our hygiene to recover, let's put some grow pots down. So I'm thinking we'll just do one line of 5 right here. And we have our water, which won't be able to come across the back, so we'll have to come across the top here. So that connects that in. And then just go straight up right here and connect that in. So there's that. Let's see if we can get some lights possibly in here. I think our hygiene's recovered enough. There we go. Oh wow, this guy actually died. Okay. Yeah, probably better to put a large one in there. Okay. This guy died as well. Probably because we have everything on when we don't need it on. So let's do a light. Just a regular one. We need copper, and we are out of copper. Okay, anything else we can do? Nope, we need mining done. So we might take care of that then. In that case, let's grab the, what is it, the tracker for our mining cartridge. And I think I might wait this out until the sun comes up so we can charge some of our stuff here. But let's take a look, see what our water's looking like. So we got 13 liters of water in here, 15 liters in the network. So we got 15 over here, and the temperature is 24.5. So we could actually, what's our temperature in here? 10 degrees. I think that is too low to start putting the potatoes in, but let's take a look. Minimum grow temperature 0. So we want it up above 20, ideally 25, but minimum temperature is 0, so this would work. Do we risk it? I think we risk it. Let's try it out. So we'll go like this. So it's going to say it's barely growing, but the room is heating up, and then we can pressurize it some more. It's also going to lower the temperature though. Did not think about that. But we'll pressurize the room a little bit more. I want to get it up above 50 if we can. So there's that. Worst comes to worst, we could throw a flare, but then we're gonna have pollutants, which is the other thing I forgot about. So we have CO2 in here. Pollutants, very small amounts, a trace amount, so that should not be an issue. See if we can get a, what would it be, a air scrubber? Portable air scrubber? Would that be... Oh. Okay, I guess only one of these can run at a time. Portable... air scrubber. So, steel, Invar, solder. We have all that. So, some Invar. There we go. Some steel. Oops. There we go. And so steel, Invar, solder was the last one that we need, which is probably all in here, yeah. But sun is coming up, so we should actually get a good amount of power coming through soon. We can go take a look at our network analyzer here in a second to see. So there's our solder. Oh, come on. There we go. So one portable air scrubber. Can't do a light yet. Some more iron frames in case we need them. Might put those down. Okay. And let's get our filters now. So we need a volatile filter. Just so we're not having volatiles in there. And then a pollutant filter. And there's those. Power should be coming in real good now. Let's actually go take a look at that before we put the scrubber down. So if we look, we have 3.7 coming in right now. And we are only using... Pull this guy off. So we can we put it over here, we might be able to see it through the window. So 3.8 is what we're using. Oh man, that's all our batteries trying to charge. So that's what's using up all our power. Yeah, 3.85. Let's double check our solar, make sure everything is working. So if we look, yep, 99%, 99%, 99s. Yep, 99's all the way through, so they're not getting in each other's way, which is perfect. That's just what we were looking for. And then we have our solar over here, or our wind turbines. Yeah, all our batteries are charging up now. Okay, so we got our portable scrubber. We will need a battery for that. We got a small one here. I think we'll just use that. So we'll grab portable scrubber, put our filters in. Not gonna hook it up to anything like a portable connector to automate the extraction of the gases. I think this will be plenty fine. And we can also put it over here by our potatoes, make sure nothing is affecting them. And yeah, those will grow, just take some time. And then as you can see, we have most of the pollutant already out of the room. We can put down a nitrous filter as well, so let's grab one of those. Yeah, I need that solder back, so toss that guy in there for now. Give me solder. Last thing I want to do, so we need gold, steel, more gold, electrum. More gold. There we go. So we'll get one of these chips made. Toss all this stuff back in. So we need copper. Okay. So we'll need copper to make another housing. Should be done with this guy. I'll put that up there so we don't lose it. Let's go put this filter on. That way we don't have to worry about poisoning our plants, so put that guy on there. Put the other one in here. So we are heated up to 9 degrees now. And if we look, all the pollutant is gone, and now it's working on the nitrous. So once that's out of here, we'll be good. We can open up our waste tank. There's that. So let's take our suit off. Swap out this battery in our suit. Get our mining drill ready, so we'll swap out this battery as well. We have the tracker, but we need a battery for it, and I'm thinking just a small one. We'll take it out of our labeler for now. There's that. Oh, yeah, I want it down like that. Okay. So we don't need... we'll toss a lot of this stuff down before we head out. But let us see. So we'll top up our food and water. Get those potatoes starting to grow. And anything else? I think we're good to put our suit back on. We'll cycle the airlock and then we'll go do a short mining trip. Keep forgetting to put the helmet on. Okay. So we are going to do that. Let's dump some of this stuff off. Just throw all this stuff over here in our pile of crap. The oxygen tank was getting low, so we'll refill that. Same with our jetpack. Our filters are still good. Got some mining backpacks. There we go. So I think we are all set for going on a little mining trip. Let's see. Throw some of these batteries in our stuff. Go. A large battery, large battery. Oops. Large battery. I forgot to put the other cartridges in, but we'll do that when we get back. Battery's good, battery's good. The only thing we should do is put a battery on this guy so we can find the base, since it is getting dark now. But I think I will do a short edit here. We'll do some quick mining and I'll see you guys here in a moment. So we are back from mining. And I went ahead and smelted everything as well, just turned it all into bars. So got a bunch of copper, gold, silicon, bunch of iron now, some more lead, some more nickel. We also got a little bit more ices, some more coal, and then a little bit more cobalt, which we'll need for the advanced furnace when we're trying to do our super alloys. But air tank is getting low, so let's replace that. I did also set a vacuum in here, so now we don't have to worry about blowing up the place. So there's that. Let's go back in here and check on our plants, see how our potatoes are coming along. So they are thriving towards fruiting, so it won't be too long before we get some food. We are up to 14 degrees in here, which is nice to see. Let's throw some more water in here. There's that, and we'll grab some food and water as well. So next thing we are going to do is print off some lights so we can see without our suit on. Help YouTube a little bit. So let's take a look. I think we just needed some copper. Got plenty of that now. So throw some copper in there. So we want a light. I need some iron. Got that as well. So we'll make some lights, get those hooked up. Can actually get rid of that. Make maybe 5 of them. And then we'll get a housing for our chip. And then we'll also take a look and see what we need to make a laptop. That way we don't have to keep setting up a computer every time. Okay, we'll make 10 of them. But yeah, did a bunch of mining. So good on there. Our power is good now with our expanded solar field. Okay, so let's see. I'll do a light in here so we can see. There we go. And then we'll do same thing over here. So I'll just put a light probably this direction. So I'll just go like that. So we got a little bit more light in here. Now if we turn the light off, we can see a little bit more, a little bit better. But there's that. Let's see what we need for that laptop. Is it electronics printer? I always forget. Yep. So perfect. We'll get a laptop going. And then what else did we need? We need some atmospherics kits. I know we're gonna need that. So Atmo. We need more copper. Oh, come on. There we go. So that will make us 2. So we'll need 1 to make oxygen, so that's plenty. That way we don't have to keep carrying a nitrogen filter with us. So here's our laptop. We will grab our motherboard out of here. So our IC motherboard, we'll put the chip in there, and then we just need a battery. And small battery should be plenty. There we go. Alright, so we got our atmospherics kits. We'll just toss those in there for now. What I will actually do is put a shelf in here. Yeah, just one of these guys. Put some lockers in there. Waste tank is filling up, so let's swap out our battery. Come in here, dump our waste tank. Our pressure is up to 53, so that's good. We are processing water. We're up to 17 liters in there and 18 in the tank. Or in the pipe. Okay. Anything else we need to do here? What do we need for our furnace? Advanced furnace. So we need some silicone and some copper. There we go. We'll also need another housing, so we'll print that off. Gas canister, smart. I want 2 of these. Which means we're going to need some utility pipes as well. So, do 1 up there. And second one. And then could start doing some paint. So white. Do 1 white spray can. Just waiting on our furnace. We'll need an oxygen filter, so some Constantan. We'll do 2 medium oxygen filters. Take these over here to spray paint them. Oops. So this will be our new oxygen tanks once we have our atmospheric set up. And spray paint can just sit in there. Furnace is almost done. I only want 2 of these guys. So I'll toss those in there. So we need a utility kit. Probably do, yeah, all 3 of those. We'll do a 1x2 inline tank and then a canister holder. So that'll be plenty. So we have our advanced furnace, which is going to go out over here. But to do that, I want to do a larger base. So let's do some steel frames. So we need some steel. I'll throw 100 steel in there. That'll give us 50 frames. So we'll get those printed off. Okay, so now that we have our printers set up with their data links, we can actually go in. So this is from a YouTuber called CowsAreEvil, but I have a link to the Steam workshop down in the description below of all the mods and scripts I'm using from the workshop. And so this is one that I modified slightly, but it's basically his. It's the only thing I did was add in the rocket manufacturer in here. But what this code will do is allow us, oops, if I save it, it allows us to set a quantity that we want the printer to print. Oh, no, that was mine that I tried to make before I realized that I do not understand the stack well enough to make this work. My code was full of bugs, so gave up and tried CowsAreEvil, his code. But so we have here his code here, so let's confirm that. Then we can export it. And now it's here. And I think the only thing we need to do is label our stackers. Yeah, so rocket stacker, tool stacker, pipe stacker. The rocket one we will actually comment out for now, since we don't have a rocket manufacturer. So let's comment this section out. That was the only section I added. So I think that is good. So we will redo this. Export. There we go. And then we just need to go through and do auto stacker, pipe stacker, electric. Let me see. How are these named again? Tool stacker, pipe stacker, electronics stacker, auto lathe stacker. Okay. And auto lathe stacker, pipe stacker, electronic stacker, and then we just need a tool stacker. So let's see. This guy should be, yep, done. Stacker. So we just need iron and copper. Got that right there. So we'll do one of these. And then we can turn this code on, and then we can set custom amounts on here. That way we don't have to babysit our printer. Just a really nice quality of life upgrade. So go like this. Flip our stacker around. There we go. Yep, that one. Set it to 50 just like the other ones, and that's hooked up. And we should be good to just name this guy Tool Stacker. And if we turn this on, there we go. So it should be good, should be working. We'll need those pipes in there. Our mining backpacks we can actually take off. So there's that. The laptop I believe we are done with. Lights. I'll split this in half and throw half in there. We don't need the chutes on us, which I think, yeah, we had some over here. There we go. And what we can do to test to make sure this is working is I want to print off some more insulated pipes. So we have 8 there, so if we do just a test, we'll do 1 first, make sure it's working. So 1 shuts off and then dispenses 1. So perfect. So we'll do 11 more of these. That way we have a full stack in here. And then we need some steel sheets. So let's grab some of these. There's some more steel. We have 50 of these, so we're gonna need, what is it, 100? And that should be the full stack. So let us go place down our steel sheets. Our filter is low, but we have another one. It was just talking about our CO2. So there's that. Let's take our sheets, or our frames, and we will expand out this area like this. Okay, so that's our workshop. And we also want to do some atmospherics, because we're going to have fuel that we need to work with. So let's go out like this. So we'll do something like that. So this will be our workshop area. We'll pull down that furnace. We need to make some more walls. So let's do that real quick. And just like that, we got our full stack. Such a quality of life improvement. Having the stacker control how much you print. So we will go out this way. Not going to use iron walls. So we need to change that over. I think once we hit 50, we'll do that. Let's do some regular pipes as well. And we'll do 40 of these guys. So 2 stacks. We have our cable coils. Let's do 1 more. Just so we have 2 full sets. There we go. And then let's do some heavy cable as well. And let's do probably 100 of that. So we'll just need some more gold and copper. Get in there. There we go. Okay. So while we are waiting on this, let's do walls. I'll just do kit walls. I got some more steel down here in the bottom. And let's do 120 of them. Throw that in there. Close this up. Go out here and we'll get this welded up. Just one time for now. And we'll use our old welder since it's got fuel in it. Okay, and while we're waiting on some of these walls to print off, let's go inside our base area here and set up the atmospherics kit to start making us some oxygen. And we can also check on our potatoes, so they are almost there. So we'll grab an atmospherics kit. I'm thinking we will set our filtration up over here in this corner. So we'll do something like this. We will need some vents, definitely forgot about that. So I think we'll just do it straight up on top. And we'll do something like that. And there's that. Okay, so we'll move that stuff in here. Lights. Let's see. So we will do our lights. Actually, yeah, I want to do it right here on this side. Actually, yeah, we'll do it right there on that side. So we'll do one right there and then one right here. And then this guy will be facing on the inside here and there. And we'll get these wired up real quick. Alright, so we got some light here. We'll get the other side wired up now. Alright, so now we got light in here. Hopefully everyone can see again. And just filling up our water. We'll top up our food. This guy we'll put in like that, and then I think it's cables and a screwdriver. Yeah. So we're just gonna do a vent here and here. And then we'll put our oxygen filters there, and then we'll write some code that just measures the pressure on here and then sets the the filtration device to idle if it is greater than 19.5 megapascals. And then we can put our tanks in here. And also set this guy down. Turn him on, That way I can paint without worrying about the potatoes. So as you can see, yeah, already sucked in most of the pollutants. We got some over here by the potatoes though. So go like that. Yeah, if you didn't know, you can actually wave that around to collect some of the pollutants. So like over here we have pollutants. I actually sucked everything up already. It's a small room, so. But there's our gas canister. Let's see, what else do we need? We'll need this housing eventually. This is going to be how we control the temperature and everything in here, so I'll put that right there for now. There's that. I'll throw that over there. I can turn that guy off. Okay. So we'll cycle our airlock, swap out our battery. Put that up there. Got some more heavy cables. We'll just keep 50 of them on us. And let's get some more steel sheets. So we'll throw some more steel in there. Okay. And now we'll come out here and let's put down some walls. Okay, and while we're waiting for some plastic sheets to print off, what we can do is go do the vents in here so we can get some more air for our suit. So back in here, all we have to do is like that, and then if we hook it up to power, I think we can actually sneak this right underneath. Yep. And there's that. We turn that on, it'll start processing and storing O2 in there. We don't have a safety on it yet because we'll need another IC10 chip. But we can let that pressure up a little bit and then check on our potatoes. So they all... do you get 2 or 3? I think it's 2 potatoes, so I think they're all good. So we're just waiting on them to seed, and then we can start harvesting. Oh. There we go. Okay, yeah, off. We'll actually need this piping for out there. I don't think we'll need the valve though. And let's put some lockers in so we have some storage here. I think that's what we'll use this side of the room for. So we'll have 2 big lockers. Yeah, I think that will be plenty. So let's unload all this stuff. Okay, got our network analyzer in there, and now we can get rid of this crate. So we'll put that in there. Our gas canister is up to 2100 already. Oh, let's open up that. And let's take a look in our room. So we do have some NOS. Not sure where that is coming from, honestly. But let's turn this guy on. It will clear out that nitrous. I don't think it's coming... Is it coming from the water? Ice? I thought it was just nitrogen that it gets. Ice, water. Yeah, just nitrogen. Yeah, I'm not sure. Is it leaking in from somewhere? I don't think so. Huh. Okay. We'll turn that off. And then we will open up this guy. And then let's grab our spare tank, put that right there. Let's go get a chip made real quick so we can put a safety on there so it can run without us having to babysit it. I'll swap out our battery as well as we're waiting. So I got plastic, we need glass as well. So let's get a stack of 50 glass. Throw some more silicon in there. Getting a little low on silicon. Didn't realize how much we would need. And okay. So this tank is empty, so that's good. We can toss that. So we got that. Anything else we need? We'll probably end up using some of these heavy cables because we're going to run power a little differently. But that should be IC10 chip. So we'll get maybe 5 of these just so they're ready to go. So we'll need gold, some steel, some more electrum, and then solder's gonna be the limiter. Yeah, and we don't have any more solder. We'll have to make some. But we can get at least 3 of them going. And let's make some more glass sheets. Okay. So let us go finish putting everything in for this room. Okay, so we have most of the room done. I just need to finish up the ceiling, but let's figure out where we're going to put our advanced furnace. So I am thinking we do it over here is my idea. So we could do something like this and then encase it in a box. And turn it into a hot furnace. We'll have fuel out there. So yeah, I think that is how we will do this. Which means we need some electronic parts. And honestly, we could just pop this apart. We don't need to keep it a vacuum in there. So let's pop this all apart. Okay, so that frees up this wall now. So we got our plastic. We also don't need these frames up here anymore since we are not using the solar panels up on top. So we can get rid of those. Keep those stacked. There's that. These guys I'll put over there and then put one in the computer or the laptop. Alright, so all that stuff's gonna have to move. So we'll need to clean this up and just put it up on top like we are doing on the other side, but we'll do that once everything is inside. Okay, so just need some more plastic sheets, then we can finish that up. And I decided to put just a one row of windows up on the top so we have something like a ceiling light. Figure that will be good. We can empty out our pockets. The walls I'll actually keep because I want to replace those walls with windows. So let's see. So we got iron frames there. Nope. There we go. We can stack those. We got steel frames, iron frames. Try and clean up some of this clutter. We got regular walls. There's our iron sheets. These guys, just toss them over in the corner. Made a mistake when I was smelting everything and put a bunch of silver in with some nickel. So once we have a centrifuge, we can process that. Alright. So, got some more plastic. We can jump back up on top and finish up the roof. Okay, and with that, I believe we are sealed up. I don't think I missed anything, so we'll have to look at the pressure in here, see if it's goes down. But let us go back to our base over here. Looks like we need water and food, and we can check on our plants as well. Iron walls. Regular walls we don't need. So let's take a look. Oh, jetpack is low. We have our first set of seeds. So we'll plant those right there. Harvest these potatoes. There's that, and we have 4 potatoes to eat. So let's go make a oven real quick. Okay, never mind. We don't have any solder, so won't be making that. So we'll do a fridge as well. So we'll do microwave, fridge. We're gonna need a table then. So tables, we'll do one of these. Jetpack, we can just use this tank to replace. So microwave in there. Just need one fridge. Yep. Got our table, so throw that in there. Okay. So yep, that should be everything we need. Want to get these potatoes into a fridge as soon as possible. So the fridge, trying to see where we want to put this. We could, but we would need to move our housing here, which we can do. Yeah, we'll just move it up one. So let's put the fridge down. So right there, turn it on. And there's that. We have our fridge. We can put our food, or our potatoes in there. And then the table, let's figure out where we want to put this guy. I'm thinking, yeah, just like that. We'll end up moving these pots down, I think. And it's not going to be the final place for all of that stuff anyways. This is just temporary to get us growing some food so we can live. So if we do this, don't know if I'll need the data or not, but there's that. And we can do, there we go, bake in our potato. And look at that, we got our first baked potato. So we'll have that ready to go. We still have 2 of our cereal bars, so we'll put those in there so we finish those off first. Got our duct tape, well as our filter. The insulated pipes we'll keep in there. The spray paint I'll just put over there. I'll clean up some of our mess in here. So there's that. Yeah, and our sun is coming in from that direction, so that will be fine. The desk is not blocking the sun, so we should be good on that. And I think all that we need to do now, let's take a look and think. Okay, so thinking about this, we need to, since we're in here, we can put our, oh, we left the laptop out there. I was saying we could hook up our oxygen. Need to do that. So, grab our laptop. And while we're out here, might as well change this over. That way it's not floating here. So it's gonna go that way and then straight up. So there's that, and our vents on there. We need to get rid of that stuff as well, but let's grab our laptop. Take our suit off and let us grab a chip. Okay. So looking at this, we'll go filtration. Filtration unit. Okay. So we have a mode. So that's how we're gonna control the when it tries to pressurize the pump or the pipe. And then we also have the output. What is it called again? It's like output pressure. Pressure input, pressure output. Yeah. So let's start with, actually this is going to be on the system, so we will alias the filter as dB. We will basic code, so start load into R0 from the filter the pressure output. Set less than. So R0, if R0 is less than 19,500, we will set that R0 to 1, and then we will set the filtration mode to R0, and then jump back to start. And add in a yield. So that should be everything that we need. Just a very basic code here. So if we turn that guy on, it should kick on until this reaches 19,500. Just to test, we'll do 500. So export 500. Export. And as we see, it goes to idle because we have 3,400 in there for pressure. So that's good. It means it is working. So we will edit this back and do probably just 19,000 just to be safe. Export that. Put that back in and it should kick back on. Yep. So perfect. So we have the canister now being pressurized. So that's our oxygen settled. Let's drink some water real quick. We'll top up our food and water. So there's that. Oh, there's my other chip and the tablet. So do that there. There we go. Now we can keep our laptop in our tool belt. Okay. So what else do we need to do? Electronic parts. So electronic parts, I just need one for the furnace, so we'll just print off one. Swap out our battery. We also need oxygen. And this guy we can actually bring into the base next time we go in there. So let's see if we can put our furnace together. Okay, so that's our furnace. We need some walls on this to make it a hot furnace, but to do that I want to do the reinforced walls. So that will require astroloy, which we don't have yet. So I think we will just stick to doing frames on here for now. So we'll just do the iron frames on there, and then hook everything up, and then we'll work on our fuel, which we will need this guy, so we'll toss that over there. We'll want one of these, and then we're also going to want, let's see, a tank. So insulated tank. We'll do 5 of them for now. Let's go fix our oxygen. So this guy is up to 7,500. Our waste tank, we can open that guy up. And jetpack, we can do that. Alright, and this will empty out to 80. We don't really need it anymore now that we have this going. Let's see. So you might need this valve, so we'll bring the valve with us. This CO2 filter will drop off here. We'll get another one going. We were only able to make one, so we need more copper and steel. Here's our copper. Do we have more steel under there? Thought we did. Yep, there we go. So we have 1, so let's get 4 more. So we're actually going to need more silicon and more steel. There we go. So that should be enough, yeah. Okay, so this is going to be our output pipe. So output right there. Our input pipe is right underneath it. So we'll grab that. And same thing, just run it straight out the back. Okay. So we got that. We need our filters, but we're waiting on that because of the tanks. I think we are good on everything else. Yeah, most of the stuff that we need is in here. So short on silicone, but that's fine. We'll make do with 4 tanks. So we need a regulator. Let's do 5 of them. We can get rid of this tank though, which means we are going to need to run this pipe out the side. Okay, so let's go outside the base. Let's do some pumps maybe. So some iron. We'll do, yeah, 5 pumps as well, just in case. Okay, so we can vent our furnace and then demolish it. This guy is going to be our filtration unit for separating out the oxygen and the nitrogen from the oxide. So we'll do that right there because we need a ice crusher. That's the other thing that we need. And then we'll have probably nitrogen, oxygen, and then volatiles. And then we will put that into a 4th tank of fuel, which will probably just go right here. So we can run those in. We'll also need a heat exchanger so we can make sure that they stay the same temperature. Let's see. So go back in the base. Put that stuff out there. We will need a vent. Passive vent is fine. We'll get 5 of them. This guy. So we can open this up, drain the furnace. Once that's drained, then we can hook everything up over here, which means we are going to want a chute going this way. And then to prepare for the future, I'm going to do a junction. There we go. So I can toss stuff in there. I'm doing a I'm gonna do a, what is it called? Not a silo, a chute thing right here, which means I'm gonna need to add a steel frame out there. So let's grab that steel frame. Here's those. We need a heat exchanger. So steel and Invar. Got Invar right here. And we'll just do 2 of those. I think that's all we need. Ice crushers. We'll do that after that is done. Okay, so those vents are going to be for pressure relief in case anything gets up above like 50 or so. Now this guy is going to go right here. So we'll weld this guy up. I think we'll actually have to do the bottom as well. So we'll need some more steel frames. So we're going to do ice crusher. Our passive vents. So we're going to have 1 here for nitrogen. And then we're going to have 1 here for oxygen, and then 1 for volatiles. And then as well as our fuel, which hopefully we never have to use. I don't want to waste the fuel, but just in case. Then we also need a gas mixer. So this is going to be a back pressure regulator on all of these. So that way, as well as this guy. So that's our back pressure regulators. That means all of these can just get moved right to the front. Same with this guy. Okay. We're probably gonna do mixing coming in from this side. There's that. And the item that we are going to filter out, I believe, is going to be nitrogen. So nitrogen will just go straight in there. The oxygen will come out this way. So that's going to be oxygen. Our ice crusher will be right here. We actually might want to put a vent on here as well to make sure it doesn't overpressurize. So back pressure. And there's that. So we need some more insulated piping. This guy, though, we can... We'll go 10 out this way, do a corner, and then go straight up. Here's that, and then we'll do another straight on there as well when we tear apart this furnace. Crushers. So we need 2 of them. Hopper. That's what we need. Hopper. So I want 3 of these guys. And I think we are out of silver. Or out of steel. Yeah, I think that was all of our steel. So grab some more steel frames. So we're gonna need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. Yeah, 5 steel frames should do it. So I'll get 2 more of these printed off. Then we can dig underneath the base, drop out 2 of those steel frames. Okay. We should have enough chutes. 8 of them. I think so. But I just saw that this is actually in the wrong spot. So let's do a junction here. Yeah, so we'll go this way with the junction and then a corner piece down right here. There's that, and then a straight piece. And then this will be a corner up like that. And we can do our input right here. So there's our inlet. Then we'll have our hopper right here so we can just drop stuff in or throw it in. Let's see, so there's that, there's that. Hopefully we have enough. But let's head out. So let's grab these frames first. Okay, so this is gonna be gas. So we can do volatile straight in right there. We only needed 1 of these, so throw that one over there. Okay, clear out a little bit of area right here. So hopper's gonna go right there, which means we need way more than I thought. Actually, yeah, we only need this one, that one, and then this one right here. Let's get these welded up. Okay, and I think this is just gonna be easier if we just pop this out right now. Yeah, because we need to pull that chute network down. So let's grab our chutes. There's our chutes. This guy we'll throw back inside in case of a storm. Because we are probably overdue for one. What's blocking me? Okay. So we're gonna want right there, I believe. Because then we should be good to put a corner on right here, bring it out this way. So straight, yeah. Then this guy, just gonna go straight down. So we do need some more chutes, okay. Got some more chutes here. So this guy should go like this, down, down, corner, and corner like this. There we go. So that is the chute network hooked up. So that is good to re-weld back up. Okay, water is low, so let us go grab some water. There we go. We can check on our potatoes as well, see how they are coming along. Looks like they are all thriving, so good to see. We will eat some more food. And almost out of cereal bars. We're gonna swap this out with a large battery. There we go. We'll turn that off though. And this guy is up to 19,000. So perfect. So we'll swap out our tank. It will get recharged. We will dump our waste tank. And let's get back to it. So we need iron sheets. Should be good to fill that in. Let's get some flooring. Grading, just one of them. So we will just put one of these down facing this way. Yeah, we'll do something like this. That way we can stand here and either feed it in there or drop it down into the hopper for everything. So there's that. Let's get our stacker moved over. And we'll pull power in from this direction. This guy empty almost. I think it's good enough. So we should be good to pop this apart. And now we'll just push it from this way. So we'll use this to do another 10 high up here. So right there. Might even do one more on top of that. Let's see. Just want to make sure there's nothing exploding near our base in case something happens. We'll go this high if our jetpack will work. Come on. There we go. So got that on there. Okay, so that's our nitrogen filters hooked up. We just need to grab some more piping. And then we also need to bring power across, so might do that real quick. We should have crushers, yep. So we will, we have power here. I think this should go right across the front, yeah. Okay, so we got power ran over here. We just need an area power supply right here. And then let's get this hooked up. Okay, so this will be our volatile crusher. We have our oxide crusher here. Oxygen will come in like this from here. So this is how it's going to equalize the temperature between the two gases. And then we have our fuel right here, so we just need a mixer valve. And then oxygen more than likely come in straight from the back, and then volatiles here on the side. So let's take a look. I think I had some more, yep, some more piping. So we will have a mixer right here. So we need volatiles in from that side, oxygen from this side. So this will go up like this. And there's that. So mixer right there, which means we need power coming in from this side. And that should be almost everything. So max pressure, I'm going to set to 50,000. We need iron to finish this up, and then our mixer. So over here, gas mixer. Just one of these guys. We'll grab some of this iron here. There we go. The furnace we don't need, so we'll just stack it there with the rest. And these ball valves we'll throw over there. Same with that. The hoppers we'll actually need, which means we are going to need some more chutes. And did I do this correctly? Yes, I did. Okay. So it goes off at input 1, which is this guy. So we want this down to 33.33333, whatever. And turn that on. Oh, area power supply, forgot that. But that will be kind of the last thing we do anyways, so there's that. Cable coils. So area power supply there. I'm going to want to pick these guys up. And the reason I'm doing that is we are going to put a hopper down for each of them. So something like that. Actually, can we go down just a little bit more? We are going to come in from the side on these. Actually, over the top. So, like that. So we'll need some more chutes. It would be nice to get another steel frame. We can steal that from this guy though. Actually, yeah, it's the right height that we need to be at. So we'll go right through here. And we'll have it go through the window a little bit. In that case, let's bring it down. So like that. Then we can put a pressure reader on there. And batteries are dead again. Okay. So we have that. We need chutes, so swap you out. And we need to replenish our tank, our jetpack. So that one is good, which means we can just go straight up, corner, corner, and corner. There we go. So that's good. Means we can get this welded back up all the way. And we'll do corner right there so it's ready to go. Okay, so just need a couple more chutes, and then that's good. We'll need some more insulated piping so we can connect it in as well. Awesome, so that is hooked up, which means we should be getting, we can drop ice and everything in here. Yep, those are all hooked together. We are going to set it to be, probably, yeah, we'll just do 300. So there's that. We can get this welded back up now. It should be good to pretty much weld the rest of this stuff up. Alright, so we'll get 2 more floor gratings so we can put those out there. That's gonna take too long, so 2. Get those processed. Let's see how much more piping we need. Okay, so just 1 more pipe. And we'll shut that off to save some power. And there's that. So we have fuel being able to be mixed now. So we will set this down to 0, 0. We will set this to probably just do 500. That way everything's in a max size. So there's that. We will want to pull power over. And we can do that because we got gold and copper. So we'll do heavy cables. We'll do another 100. We do have, I think, enough chutes. Let's get a couple more. Let's do 10 more. And then over here, I'm gonna grab some red paint as well. So just 1. Okay, so we can head back out here. So we are going to do one right there, so we can just drop it straight down. Might grab those iron frames and cover that up, just so we don't have to worry about anything popping out. So this is going to be oxygen. This is volatile. And yeah, that's our mixer. We'll do some orange spray paint later. But if we hook this guy up, should have power on everything, and then we drop that in, should see, yep, starts to process through. We can turn this guy on. I forgot to hook this one up, but we should be able to just go straight through right here, I think. There's that. Okay, so let's go grab our backpack full of all our different ices, and we should be good to start putting volatiles and oxide in there. There's that, so making volatiles, then we can drop some of that. I'll leave one oxide on us. Speaking of that, should be in our mining bag. Okay, so that is making our nitrogen, oxygen, volatiles. That's going together into our mixer, and then we should have a mix of 2 to 1, so 66% volatile, 33% oxygen. That is going to be our fuel. And we should actually do one more pressure regulator, which I think I'll just steal it from this guy. I don't think it's going to be an issue for a little while. And we will come over here, break it right here, and do one like this. Let's see, we have power right here. So this will connect over there, and then that's how we're going to pressurize our fuel line. So let's put these up and this up. We got more cable here. Let's grab the rest of these chutes and then turn this off and turn this off. Swap out power on our suit. Okay, so that gets us over there. Actually, instead of doing that, I actually want this to be on the furnace power, which means we'll just spin it in a loop right here, and then send it back into the base towards the furnace. Let's get some more regular cable. So that will just come out this way. We will have a power thing, probably, maybe we do it right over here. So we'll have the area power controller right there. That will control both of this. So we can pull our power across the base right here. And there we go. So we'll have the area power controller controlling our printers right here, and then the one for our furnace over here. Which means this will go through like that. And I think I can set that up like that. I think that will be fine. I don't think it's gonna burn anything out. Let's see, so we got Invar. Do we have any solder anywhere? No solder in there. No solder in there. And yeah, I don't think we have anything in here. Yeah, nothing. Okay. In that case, I don't really need this area power supply. So I would rather pop this guy out. We can do something like this, because we need the furnace up and running. Okay, so that works over there. We want to pressurize this guy up to 40. And if we look, pressure is increasing. And what do we need to make solder? We'll finish that up real quick so we can get some more of these printed off. So we just need 1 megapascal of pressure and then iron and lead. We got our iron and lead over here. Let's dump all this stuff off that we don't need. Dump all this. Okay, so this will be our solder. We can test and make sure this works. Yep, so we will increase the temperature in there by turning on the fuel pump. There we go. So we got some temperature. And the pressure needs to just be 1, so. Barely got any fuel, so that's why it's taken so long for this to pressurize up. So it just needs to cool down to 550 and then we should be good. So we have that in there. Yeah, once this cools down to 550, we'll probably need to add a little bit more fuel. Okay, so we are back. So we got that solder made, got that tossed here in the electronics printer. We were able to make some more area power controllers, so we got that placed down for our printers, and then our furnace, as well as our atmospherics out there crushing all our ice. So now everything is on its own separate network. The only thing I might change to a separate network, oops, did not mean to do that, would be the crusher in here for our water. I might put this on its own network, so let's take a look here. And we can also take our suit off. So the only thing we would need to do is probably just change this over. So if we do this one by itself, this one by itself, and then we take, oops, this guy. So we do one right there, and then one right there. Then we just hook this guy up. Yeah, so like that. This guy just needs power out. Oops, this guy. There we go. So we'll have our ice crusher here on its own power network. That way we can always crush ice, and then our atmospherics and everything is on its own network as well. That way if we leave this on, it's not killing the power of anything. Because these ice crushers do use a lot of power. Okay, I guess we'll put this in with the ice crushers as well. So if we need to drink water, we can do that. Or at least refill the water cans. Okay, so there's all that. I think this is where I will leave it. We got a lot done in today's episode. Let's swap out our oxygen tank. There we go. So we will, in the next episode, do something similar for nitrogen, for doing that for our jetpack. I think we will do that with the nitrogen out there. We may run it over here though. That way we can bring in nitrogen from the crushing over there, as well as the water right here. So we might put this into its own pipe network with the nitrogen out there. Yeah, I think that's how we'll do it. So this ice crusher might end up moving somewhere over here. But we'll worry about that in the next episode. We got a lot done today. We got our potatoes here ready to harvest again. So let's do that real quick before we leave. And we'll eat that and close it off here. So got food growing, we have water, we have oxygen, so we are set. Now it's just expanding the base, adding in more power, doing some more refining, going out doing some more mining, and then looking at deep miners and everything. But I'll leave that till the next episode. So thank you so much for sticking around and watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.